Hey guys, welcome back. I'm not sure what's going on with the connection. I'm not the tech person in the family, so I called the husband, and so it continues. He's gonna help me tonight get the laptop hardwired into the modem, and he says that should help the connection if we hardwire it in. So welcome back. So sorry about that, guys. Get my gloves back on here. It did give me a chance to gather up a few supplies real quick. Just a minute, and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do here with these. So I put the paint mainly, sorry, I'm getting my gloves back on. It's hard to get the same pair back on. All right, so we just got a few colors. That's what I was doing right when it kind of ended there. Sorry about that connection. Hopefully we'll have a good connection here. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much. So I have some pieces of palette. So I'm going to squish them here together. I hope the connection is okay now. So sorry about that, guys. Squishing them here. See what, then I'm going to pull them apart. All right, so, and there always is a little bit of just kind of cleanup area. Trying to get the edges here with some of this that's left here on my glove. All right, can you guys kind of see some beautiful bright colors there? Now let's see the same one. I think I'll take just a little bit of this blue I used, and I'm just going to kind of get a little bit of that blue here on the edges. And I use my finger to kind of get the edges all good. All right, can you guys see the kind of the effect it's doing? So yeah. Okay, let me wipe my hands off, because if I don't wipe my hands off, a lot of times I will drop them. They get slippery and they'll slip right out of my hands. Done that a couple times. Let me check on chat. All right, you guys are chatting amongst each other. I hope we had quite a few people in here that first stream. I hope people find their way back. I'm so sorry. Sandwiching those two together, kind of squishing, making sure these edges, making sure all these edges kind of get, now pulling it apart. Oh, this one's almost stuck. All right, so this one got kind of stuck together, and so it pulled too much paint from right here. So, and that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit more on there. We're going to put a little bit more on there. Not a big deal. All right. Some of that blue. And some of the turquoise. So not a big deal. Sometimes if you mess it up or it doesn't, I don't think I had quite enough paint is my problem on that one. Not a big deal. You just squish it back together. And, you know, of course, some colors, these colors will work well doing that, squishing them back together. If I were doing certain colors in the color wheel, you know, if I squished them back together, it would just create mud. But these colors, thankfully, are very pretty. I've done that before with these colors. So, all right, there's a little bit more paint there this time. All right, thank you, thank you. Yeah, hit that like button, guys, if you can. Share the stream if you would like to. I am on every Tuesday and Thursday from 11 to 1 Pacific Standard Time. I see you guys have quite the glare. You guys can't, I wish that glare was off there. Here, I'm going to pick them up and hopefully get you guys a better look without the glare. So yeah, those did, the purple had a little bit of silicone. The blue and the turquoise did not have any silicone. And if you notice, I did not torch those. It's just the tension that creates when you dip them together and pull them back apart. It creates kind of this tension that does that. So it's kind of really pretty. All right, I'm gonna move these ones aside. Let me, okay, right over here. Looking for a clear space. Move those ones aside and I'll grab my next one. Okay, so for the next one, I'm going to do what's called a reverse dip. Just a second, let me gather my tiles. All right. Tony's reviews, thanks, thank you, welcome. What do I do with all my art? I sell it. This is kind of my full-time, well, I have a couple of different, I'm getting paint all over it, but that's okay. I sell it online. Just a second, I gotta pick this up and get it moved over a bit. I sell it on Etsy. I have an Etsy, in my about page and on my channel art, the banner thing is my Etsy thing. And I sell on Instagram, and then I sell a lot locally. I have a booth in a little local place where you can rent like a booth little area. And then I do a lot of art shows, and this summer out at the coast, I'll do a lot and like bazaars during holiday season. So yeah, I pretty much sell most of it. So how is everyone doing today? I hope everybody is having a great day. So I'm going to get some white laid down on here while we chat. So I hope everybody is having an awesome day. This week has totally flown by. I'm not sure about you guys. Has it flown by for you guys? But yeah, you can pretty much find me on all social media with my art on Etsy, on Instagram as Whimsy Creek Art or Whimsy Creek Boutique. Whimsy Creek Boutique is my Etsy. Just spreading this white around. And then what I'm going to try to do is called a reverse dip. So sometimes, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos where I do a dip. So I'll put the paint down in a bottom of a pan, and then I'll dip the tiles or dip whatever I'm painting down into the paint. Well, this is going to be a reverse dip. I'm going to put the paint down on the tile, and then I'm going to dip photo paper into it. And so creating kind of an abstract look, and that's called a reverse dip than when I normally do the regular just dip. Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Check it all out. I'm always getting more and more items up on the Etsy and putting more and more items up. But yeah, this week has just flown by for you too. Okay. Okay, so just, I think I need just a tad more white on this edge and this one. You kind of just get a feel for how much white, how much color you need and stuff like that. Okay, so I've created quite a few air bubbles. So now I'm going to use my torch just to kind of pop the air bubbles real quick. It left a few, but not a big deal. It popped the main ones. All right, so I'm going to do this. It's called a reverse dip. So I'm going to put just a little bit of green down. And then I'm going to dip photo paper in it, and I'll show you guys. So then I'll be left with a tile with art on it, and I'll be left with a piece of photo paper. And then I'll show you guys what I do with the photo paper. So that's kind of fun, and you get kind of 2 pieces of art with it. Okay, so now I got kind of some fuchsia color. Gonna get that down kind of more in the center. And so these are gonna look kind of real abstract kind of flower. All right, now some of that real bright purple. Anybody have any super awesome plans for the weekend? What are you guys all doing this weekend? Just getting a little bit of that purple down. Don't want too much paint on here. We don't really have all that much plans for the weekend. Just mainly cleaning up the yard, you know, getting it after the winter, getting out there and getting the yard kind of cleaned up and ready for spring. It's finally getting some nice weather up here in the Northwest, so the yard is calling us. All right, so now I've got those down, and so ahead of time I cut just a piece of photo paper, and so here's the glossy side of the photo paper. I'm going to dip the glossy side in. So I just want to dip straight down and straight back up. And it creates kind of a flower on here. And then it creates on here, I'm going to move it just a little bit, kind of just kind of an abstract design. So I'm going to show you here. Here, I wipe some of the white off. Let me get. All right, so see how even as I've held this, the cells or the lacing over the white has popped up. So those will dry. I'm going to set that aside, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with those. So I ordered this whole little thing on Amazon. Let me get it opened up here. And they've got, I had circle ones and stuff, but this in here has like oval and teardrop shaped, but they're these little things. And so when on those photo paper, when it dries, I'll cut them, I'll pick out the little bits that I like the most, and I'll cut them out and put them in here. And then there's little glass pieces that go over the top. And I have like heart shapes, all these different shapes. So I'm going to have necklaces here coming up soon that I'm going to make. And so the other day I had done these ones. So yeah, it looks like a mess, but you know, you just find a little tiny area that looks the best. And you can find a whole bunch here on this one sheet and make necklaces out of them. I've got a whole bunch of them I've been working on. So yeah, as you know, the whole sheet, it just kind of looks like a mess, but they'll make great little, when I find I'll move the little glass pieces around on there and see what I like the best and then cut them out. So I'll continue on here, and that's what I'm going to use these pieces for as well. So who's all left still in here? I hate the little counter thing. You never know if people are still in here. It doesn't seem to be accurate. Sometimes it'll tell me 0 people, but then there'll be people in here talking, and then there'll be, so it's just interesting how many, you never know how many truly people are in here. But I see people chatting, so somebody must be in here. All right. I had never really looked into any videos like that. Yeah, no drama makeup mama. I love her. She's so sweet. Yes, you probably saw me over there. All right, yeah. She's such a sweetheart, isn't she? Okay, I'm going to lift this one. Great designs, and I'm just going to hold it here for a second as I chat, because you can see as we chat, like it pops up with all the circles, the cells. All right, iRock is still here. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, this is called the reverse dip technique. And I'm gonna make necklaces out of these paper pieces, and then I'll make an art piece out of these when they're all dry. I might paint in some of the details more on the flowers. Okay, let me set this one aside. We got two more to do. And I'm just got this photo paper. I get it at the Dollar Tree. It's actually a really good photo paper. It's a Polaroid brand. You get 8 of them. And I just cut into 4 pieces for this project. And I'm dipping in, there's like a matte side and then the glossy side that you would print your photo on. I'm just dipping the glossy side in. And then just barely kind of tapping it down. And then we're going to I'm liking the paper, what we're ending up on the paper, more than I'm liking what we're ending up on the tile. But I'll probably mess with it, and because you have a little bit of time to kind of mess with it. Sometimes I'll end the stream or end the video and continue messing in the paint. And sometimes I'll continue messing in the paint and completely mess something up. And sometimes I'll just enhance it. So you never know. It's kind of, I'm sure many artists deal with that. When to know when to just quit and quit messing with the painting. All right, last one. And then I have one more canvas, and then I have a wood oar. And what I usually do with these oars is do like a beach scene and then put ooh, I'm liking that one. That's my favorite one so far. So one thing I'm learning, because this is kind of a new technique to me, on the videos that I've seen, I will put in the description box who I got this technique from, because it's not my original idea. It's called the reverse dip, and there's a couple videos going around right now with it. All the videos I've seen, they pull the thing up straight. Well, that's what I did with the first ones, and I didn't like it. This last one, I pulled it kind of more to the side, and I'm really liking how that effect is. And so, yeah, I'll end up making either necklaces, or I'll do for cards, or, I'll do all kinds of things with this. I am going to torch this one just barely. Now, it is paper and it is in my hand, so we definitely don't want to torch it too much, but just a quick. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see what that did. It created just a few more. All right, I'm going to get this moved out of the way, guys. But yeah, I'll make some pendants out of those. I'm going to go ahead and torch these that I have here. And I'm not putting the fire right. I mean, the fire is up above. I don't want the fumes of burning paint. I just am mainly breaking the surface tension and popping any air bubbles. So just kind of some abstract flowers there. They look like once they're dry, I will need to kind of bring out just some of the detail in them and stuff, just a little bit. All right, let me move this aside. And then I have one last canvas. Just a second, everyone. Just moving this aside. Okay. So I have this canvas. A lot of times, if I don't like it, I will just paint right over the top. You guys have seen me do that a few times. So some paints, the brand of paint, you can do that and it'll adhere both the surfaces and you have no problem. And some brands of paint, yeah, you cannot do that. It won't, it'll kind of not dry properly and it'll just kind of peel off. But the brand of paint I mainly use, I've shown this many times, is this cheap acrylic. It has more of a plasticky feel and it really adheres to this. So there's no problem with drying and worrying about it I don't have to gesso over the top of this. And yeah, this one, there's areas I like, but I don't like the gray background with it. It looks a little bit better on the camera than it actually does. So I am going to paint over this one. But I'm going to definitely try these colors again, but I think on a white background. This is one of my mystery pours, the ones where I do the, I just kind of, I have an app on my phone that's a roulette wheel, and I've added in all the different colors I have and all the different techniques, and I just get random colors. So that was a random color generated one, and I don't like the background, so we're going to redo it. So here's some of this blue. And some of that beautiful purple. Get it used up. Some turquoise. But I do definitely want to do these, the purple, red, and it looks very Mardi Gras. But I don't think I will, I'm going to do this colors, but on a white background. Oh, hey, welcome, Elena. And welcome anybody else that I've missed. Sorry if I get distracted looking at all the paint and looking at all of it. So I don't know if I've missed anybody. Right now, I'm getting ready to do a dirty pour. And that's a dirty pour is just layering the colors in this cup. It's a dirty cup is what it's called because I've got all the colors layered together. I'm going to take the lid off on that one and get some out. But yeah, I'm just going to pour right over the top of this other painting. So welcome, welcome, anybody. So happy to have you all. And I do live stream every Tuesday, every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So twice a week. And I am thinking about doing a third, but we'll just wait and see. And we're going to do the twice a week for now. All right, so that's just about enough paint. I'm going to put this color, I think. It's clogged. All right. All right, so now I'm going to do a dirty pour. I'm just going to pour this all across the top here. Kind of in different, to break up the lines a little. And you can see beautiful cells already popping up with this one. It's that purple that has the silicone in it. So, all right, let me get this tilted. I get my hand in an L shape. I put my hand right here at the corner and I tilt gently because I don't want to lose all that pretty, all the cells that have popped up. And I'm going to just bring it gently down to this corner, but I'm going to not quite just yet. I'm going to bring some to the center, some back. I'm just going to kind of easily work it to the corners. So I don't want to lose the structure of the cells. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, I think I'm glad on this one I re-poured it. I like this painting better than, okay, so I'm losing a little bit of it, so I want to bring it back. Sorry. It's hard to talk and do this at the same time. I'm just trying to kind of gently do it so I don't lose too much off the edge or anything like that. Doodles by Doug. Hey, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming by. So happy to have everyone. Okay, now back to the center. It's coming to the center. I'm also getting edges a little bit. Bringing it back to that center. Now we'll get this side a little bit. This one kind of is reminding me a little bit, it kind of has a mermaid feel to it. The colors are kind of a little bit mermaidish. That's what it kind of feeling like to me. Getting the edges here. I'm just kind of tapping my fingers. And we have one last side to get. Let me make sure it's in frame. Just kind of helping it along a little bit, but don't want to too much because I will muddy it up if I... All right, now back to the center. Just to kind of center back out all those. And then I'll set it down and wipe my hands and kind of assess what we have. All right. That is looking like mermaid to me. Very mermaid colors. Now I want to torch it. Now I'm obviously not torching it. We've got thousands of cells. We don't need to bring up more cells, but I do need to break up some air bubbles. So just a quick. All right. Let me see. I'm going to let that sit there. All right. All right. You guys are talking with each other. Oh, that's awesome. Get to know each other. I'm not sure who all knows each other already or not, but I am so excited to have you all. You're in here. Okay. How long does it take to dry? It'll take about 3 weeks. This size of a canvas will take about 3 weeks to dry. So I have a big drying rack. I have just filled with, canvases. Let me bring this up and show you guys some of the detail. You guys are losing a little bit of the detail with the camera does not even do this justice how bright this is. This one is extremely bright. That is a neon purple running through it. And what's really, really nice about this purple is it dries bright. Why is it on my screen? It's looking all wigging out. I hope it looks okay to you guys. All right. Am I buffering? I hope not. I don't know. Just give it a moment, guys. I'm not sure if it's, it was kind of interesting. I've done many different streams and had no problem with buffering. And now this week, wow, quite the buffering this week. Just let me know if I'm back, if it's quit buffering. So sorry about that. I did call my husband and asked him, the buffering's gone or the stream is gone. I hope I'm not buffering. Sorry about that, guys. But my husband said we maybe can fix it might be just on YouTube because everybody seems to be buffering, but to help it on our end, hopefully if we can make any sort of difference, he's going to hardwire with an HDMI cable okay. Hopefully it is done with the buffering, but he's going to hardwire it from the modem to the laptop. And so hopefully then that'll kind of help with some of the buffering. But for some reason this week has been and we've had great weather, but so yeah, Normally I don't have so much of a buffering issue. So knock on wood, hopefully it'll be done. So wow, just so many tiny, tiny thousands of mermaid cells. It seems to be when I bring it up to the camera. That's funny. Okay, let's get this one out of here. I don't think the camera likes it. Do you guys notice that? I'm going to try that again. Oh, Ms., are you still around? Are you lurking? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Darn thing. I hope it quits doing that. Okay, let me find a clean space for this one, guys. We're running out of clean space. All right. Set that one there. Okay, now we have, I'm going to set this pan here. And I just use old pans I got at the thrift store, or else, is it doing better now? All right, awesome. So these pans are just from the thrift store or just garage sales, or also I just use those, like you guys have seen the aluminum pans, you know, you can get at the Dollar Tree. So here I've got a piece of that photo paper, and I'm just going to put it here, and we're going to do a few swipes here. Actually, what we're going to do is I have this cup that I just did that one. I'm going to use up that. Just to use it up, might as well. But what I'll do with that is I'll make, after this drains out of the bottom, and then after this, on this photo paper dries, for those that weren't in here, I'm going to make them into pendants. So I've got all these pendant trays. And then they come with a glass top piece. So once they dry, all the pieces, I will make them into necklaces. So I don't want to waste any paint. And that's kind of a way that I use up some of the paint and don't waste it. And then also sometimes you've seen I make magnets as well. But all right, that should be, let's see what we got going on there. Beautiful colors. I'm going to set this on its side. So if anything else, I'm just going to move this around, and this will make a pretty pendant or two there. So that's what I do with some of the leftover. Just kind of tilting it back and forth, letting it run, and then I will make this, I'll use up the rest of the paper here a little bit too. Trying to get this kind of spread out as best I can without it mixing. That's a new Mariah Carey song. That's a good one. All right, can you guys see? That'll make a couple of beautiful pendants, really. All right. So I might as well, let's see, do we have any more in here? What I'll do is I'll just take the popsicle stick and just get that last little bit. I don't want to waste any bit of these beautiful colors. All right, set that aside, get some of this out, and I'm just going to kind of swipe it across. Might as well just use some of those same colors. All right, let me just tilt this a little bit back and forth. But see, that'll make some beautiful pendants. And that was just the leftover paint. I am so against wasting. Never waste any of this. And so I figure out ways. I mean, sometimes I'll make bookmarks. Sometimes I'll make magnets. And see, I didn't even use a torch. That was just swiping the popsicle stick across there. And then my popsicle sticks, I'll even let them dry and reuse the same popsicle stick too. Reuse the same cups. So yeah. All right, I'm going to set that one aside. Let me see if I can get this off with my gloves. It's kind of hard without messing the pattern up. Okay, let me get this one set aside here. Did you guys want to see the record I did the other day? It's mostly dry. It still has it's a lot. Well, it's actually not dry at all. Now that I look at it, has a lot of wet areas. But this was that record I did the other day, and it's got a lot of gold and shimmery through it. But that'll be made into a clock. And it's just an old, I'll try to turn it over very carefully. But it's just an old vinyl record. So, but yeah. Okay, let me get this piece of paper on a more level surface. I can see that it's not level. Okay. All right, we have one more piece of paper we could do a couple more swipes with, or just kind of mess around with. And then I do have that ore. So let's do some purple, a little bit darker of a purple. And then some of this kind of lighter purple. Oh, super cool, the record. Yeah, those are super fun. I like making those. And I don't use any valuable records or records that still can be used. I'm only using up records that are way scratched and just cannot be used anymore. So I'm just kind of not even caring, putting just paint colors down, and then I'm going to do a swipe across it and see if we can get some more of those pendants. Let me wipe off my palette knife here. Oh, so you don't want to speed up the paint. I have tried so many different ways of like speeding up the drying process. The problem is the different layers of paint, like the surface will dry faster than underneath, and then it would crack. So honestly, I can't really speed up the drying process. There's nothing you can really do without, if you do try to speed up the drying process, you could just make it crack, or make, it's just not going to cure properly. They say it's kind of, the drying time is curing time. So I'm trying not to get too much paint on here because it is paper and it will buckle on me. But the photo paper kind of doesn't buckle quite as much. Nope, not going to use the Beatles White Album. I do have the Beatles White Album on CD. The CD isn't worth anything, but I do have it on CD, and I have it on record. Beatles are actually my very, very, very favorite. I paint a lot to the Beatles. Okay, now I'm just going to just randomly start swiping. Now remember, this isn't, the whole piece is not going to be used, so it will look silly altogether. But I'm just going to cut the best of the pieces out once it's all done. And you don't push down, you're going to just, it's like, kind of like frosting a cake. You're just going to just barely run across the top. Let me just wipe off that little bit I have. And this is just a Dollar Tree clipboard. So I don't care if I get paint all over it. I've got a couple of them actually. So you can kind of see the cells popping up. Yeah, I'm happy to answer any guys' questions you have just in general for me, questions you guys have on this type of painting. Just let me know if you guys have any questions, definitely. So there we got lots of different colors throughout. And what I'll do is I'll just take those glass pieces that go on the top of the pendant. And once this is all dry, I'll just move those glass pieces around and find the best part that I like. and then cut them all out. And I use diamond glaze glue. But all right, I'm going to set this one aside. Okay, let me see. I have to move a couple of cups because the ore thing I have is quite large. So let me move a couple of things aside. Let's see if we can move it kind of diagonal here. Let me grab it and see how much space we need. So I've done quite a few of these. These sell all the time right away at my art sales. These are, it's a big, huge, long, like wooden decorative ore. And I do them usually in a, like a beach color theme. Let me try to get this. It's got a leather little knot on the end of it. And then, yeah, I do sell my paintings on Etsy. Definitely. I have an Etsy store. It's Whimsy Creek Boutique. You can also find the link is in my About page. And it is also on the top of my, like the channel art, the banner. But it's Whimsy Creek Boutique over there on Etsy. And I've got all kinds of stuff on there. And I'm working on getting even more stuff on there. Okay, it looks like I need to move a couple more things. This is a really large, getting some space here, and I probably won't be able to get this all on camera. Let's see. Let's see what would the best get this on camera. Oh, that almost gets it all. Okay, so I'm going to do this in kind of a beach with blues. And then kind of some sand and the sand just across the bottom portion here. And then when it's all dry, I take a little bit of shells and coral and stuff I have, and I'll glue the shells on here. And also some like netting that looks like fisherman netting. So yeah, these are always a great seller on when I sell these. So let's see, I gotta grab a couple of cups. Just a second. So I need to do a dirty pour on this, but I'm gonna do kind of 2 dirty pours. And so I've already done some earlier today on some canvases and some tiles. So here's my sand brown, and I'll just continue with that same cup I was using earlier today. I'm going to add some more kind of browns and sand colors. And I like to put a little bit of gold in it. I know it's kind of abstract, the ocean. You know, the ocean doesn't, I know, have too much. It's kind of got a shimmer in the sand sometimes. Just a little bit of dark there. A little bit of the gold. And a little bit of this taupe. This is a new color I've mixed up, and it's kind of a taupe, kind of a gray brown. I'm really enjoying it for one of the sand colors. Oh, hey, David. Welcome. I'm doing really well. How are you doing? Thanks for coming by. So I'm kind of pushing that really hard because I want it to really go through all those colors. Now just one more little bit of brown here. Yeah, how are you doing? I'm awesome. I'm doing awesome, not I am awesome. I'm doing awesome. All right, so I'm wanting more than enough because I want it to kind of go down the sides of this. So this will be the last thing I can do today because I can't move this one once it's done. Just giving that a little bit of a stir, not too much. So I'm going to let this one kind of just sit there while now I'm going to mix up this one. This one is going to be our ocean, our more of our wave colors, our beach, our ocean water colors. Not too much left of this darker blue. Let me just get the last of it out of there. Now this real pretty bright cobalt. Oh, I keep forgetting it is. You've been busy, David? All right. Well, good. I mean, being busy is always good. Okay. Now I moved everything over. Now it's, where did everything go? All right, this is Key West. I'm really loving that Key West color. And the turquoises. I just been loving blues and turquoises and kind of oceany colors. Did somebody just favorite my Etsy shop? I just heard the alert come over the phone. It was something to do with Etsy. All right. Now this. Where is my navy blue? All right, navy blue a little bit. Came to show the love and drop a like. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so we got to move these out of the way because I'm going to pour it on this handle here. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy everybody is in here. You're able to see me paint now. So happy with my webcam. So now it's I'm not just doing this on the laptop. I'm actually, you can be up above and see me painting. All right, so now just a tiny bit more. Probably this lighter blue and press that. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do sand down here in the corner, and then up through here is going to be waves. So. And these are just like a decorative, or I'll put a hanger thing on the back and it can be hung up on a wall. I've sold a couple of these in the past. I know one lady bought it. She has a beach house. A lot of people have bought them. It's kind of got a beachy theme to it. All right, now let me set this brown aside and kind of spread this out a little. I want to get the top there. It's quite messy, this one, because it's such a long, different kind of shaped object. So this type of project really gets messy, but this is just a piece of plastic across the top of this table. So I can just, I'll use it until it gets too messy and then replace it. Just trying to get it to come down across the edges. All right. Now I'm going to clean up my edges a little bit and check on you all in the chat. Oh, hey, Shepherd's Treehouse. Tommy or Selena, or both of you. How are you guys doing today? Okay, I have just a little bit of an area here I need to get. So this is just a wooden oar. It's about 3 feet long. It's actually quite large. And I'm going to put seashells on the corner of it once it's all dry. Just getting the last of this paint here so I can get the edges down here. A little bit of these edges got missed. All right, now let me wipe my hands off of all the blue. Hope everybody is having an awesome day. So now I'm going to torch it. All right, so just to kind of break some of this up, I want to kind of make it look more like kind of an ocean feel to it. I'm going to kind of blow this like waves would be crashing. All right, now I'm going to put down the sand. So I'm just going to tip this a little bit this way to try to get the blue kind of away from over here. Blue is your favorite color. You know, it used to not really be my favorite color. I liked more of like burgundies and plums and kind of like the deeper purples and deeper reds. But lately, yeah, blue's been kind of coming my favorite color. I've been really liking working with blues. There is so many beautiful blue paint colors out there. Okay, gonna kind of move this over so I can, oh, don't want to get the edge over here, but kind of so you guys can see this. Now this is going to be the sand. You know, it's just abstract too, so. And I did kind of put the sand on thicker because I cannot, it doesn't really work now for me to tilt it too much. I'll be tilting the blue right off there. So, there's the sand. Yeah, you're loving blue too. Yeah, blue's such a beautiful color. There's so many amazing shades of blue too. Blues and turquoises, teals. I've been really working a lot with them. All right, so let's see if. All right, so now I want to put just a line of, you'll see what I'm going to do. Just a second, guys. I'm going to kind of blow on here and be the kind of the waves crashing onto the beach. And I do need just a little bit more, like a beach area, because I am going to be putting shells on this. So I need my area of beach to be, all right, a little bit bigger there. All right. Just a second, and I'll show you and finish it up. Oh, are you taking off, Deaf Vid? All right, I'll see you around, and I'm on every Tuesday and Thursday on my live stream. So hope to see you around, and thank you so much for coming by. All right, just a second. So this one will take a little bit longer. The canvases take about 3 weeks. This will be dry in probably about 3 weeks with the weather, with the time of year we have. It kind of all depends on the weather and the temperature outside and stuff. It may be in 2.5 weeks dry, but about 2.5, 3 weeks. And so in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, it'll be dry enough for me to seal it. I'll seal it with a coat of clear coat. And then I'll put just a couple of I have little tiny shells and little tiny starfish. I have these itty bitty starfish. They're real starfish, but I'll put them kind of in here. But yeah, that's one of the things that I paint on. But now that that is painted, I can't really move it. So I can chat with you guys, but I can't really paint too much more because I can't move that one. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Do you guys have any questions for me? And I believe you say your name, Mariah. I believe that's what I caught in your video. I watched your video early this morning, Mariah. All your beautiful green spring starting to pop up. I'm so excited for all the spring foliage and all the spring blooms. So pretty to see all coming to life. Oh, that is how, okay, Mariah. All right, awesome. I'm doing real good. I'm doing awesome. Oh, you checked out my Etsy shop. Oh, good. I'm glad you're able to find it. Thank you. Yeah, I heard the little bell go off the alert, so I figured somebody must have either favorited an item or favorited the shop. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting more and more stuff in there. Let's see. I could get this moved so you guys can see it a little better. Or I could actually probably show you a little bit closer up. And there is gold shimmers and but I honestly want to mess with it. I look and I want to mess with it. I might mess with this one a little bit. I just can't help myself. I want to kind of I could see that thing sticking up. So I like to do that, and then I'll tilt it and kind of break up that blue just a little bit. All right. Okay, now I'm going to stop messing with it. All right. All right, I'm so glad you guys are checking each other's channels out, meeting some new people. That's what I'm really hoping for. I don't really want to do one of those like networking streams where that's what it's all about, but I'm totally okay with you guys all networking and getting to know each other as I paint. That's what I was more hoping for. So yeah, you guys just check each other's channels out, get to know each other, and I'll paint. That'd be great. All right, I'm gonna take these gloves off now. Whew, my hands are getting sweaty in the gloves. Get some lids back on some of these paints where we can chat a little. So earlier, I'm not sure who all was in here the whole time. We talked a little bit about like things that inspire us, and I talked about how like nature inspires me, especially for my art, and especially with the spring, all the spring colors and everything blooming, and that really inspires me. I'm just putting the lids here, guys. So for those that weren't in earlier when we talked about this, what inspires you guys? What inspires you just in life, in art, in anything? And did anybody have any questions for me too? Questions about the art, questions about any of this? Yeah, Lena creates beautiful paper flowers. I was seeing that. I was watching a couple of your videos. I just recently I got a Cricut machine, a Cricut that the Cricut machine cuts the cardstock, cuts the vinyl and everything, a cutting machine. So there's a lot of patterns for the paper flowers on there. I thought about making some paper flowers to put on some of my artwork, some smaller paper flowers. I know you do a lot of the larger ones. Oh, you got a little 10-month-old. Awesome. Yes, that would be definitely, I can see how she would inspire you. Yes, that is awesome. Yeah, I just recently got the Cricut machine, and so I'm really excited to add some vinyl quotes and some different things onto my paintings. I've messed with it a little bit, so I'm excited to mess with it a little more. But yeah, I do a lot of paper crafts and stuff. That was what I actually did before I started painting, is I used to do a lot of paper crafts. Yeah, the Cricut is really neat. I'm just kind of learning the software and getting used to it right now. So yeah, but as I've been painting, I've been moving. This is my studio, and it's right next to my dining room table. So each time I've painted something, I've just moved it over to the dining room table. So now the dining room table is full of things drying, and this has really nowhere that I can take it to dry. So it'll have to stay here to dry. So I can't really paint too much more because this will be stuck here at least till it's done with the dripping. It's dripping a little bit right now. Once it's done with the dripping in a few hours, then I can move it onto the drying rack. But not while it's dripping. I don't want it to drip on any of the other paintings. So I'll probably be on here for just a couple more minutes, and then I'll be getting off here. I'm not sure. I thought about doing another stream a little bit later today. I just have to glitter some stuff. So I thought about chatting while I glitter, but I might not. We'll see. I might do that tomorrow. I'm not sure. But does anybody have any more questions for me? I'm just going to be on here probably a few more minutes. So yeah. And I'm not sure who all was in here before. We were talking about, I was showing this beautiful book I got. This book is by Josephine Wall, and it is all of her paintings and all of her artwork. And so I was explaining how she is just my favorite artist. I don't know if anybody has ever seen Josephine Wall. So her artwork is just beautiful, but if you really get looking, you can always find all these other scenes and all these other little hidden creatures and hidden things within her art. So it's just the most amazing artwork. But yeah, she definitely is my favorite artist and inspires me. Hopefully someday I can just do half as good as her. So yeah, I would like to eventually be able to use these more as a background and brush paint. And I have started kind of practicing, but I got to do a lot more practice to get the details in there. Yeah, she's very detailed. It's so amazing. Her name is Josephine Wall. It's Josephine Wall, W-A-L-L. It's just amazing, amazing artwork. Excuse me. What is your guys' favorite art? Do you guys have an yeah, Josephine Wall. Do you guys have a favorite artist, or who is really a certain artist or a certain person in general inspire you? I see that a couple people have come in, and I never know if the numbers are really correct, honestly. It's never really, but this is just an ore I just painted. It'll just be a decorative piece, probably in like a beach inspired home, kind of a beach decorated home. It'll get some seashells on it and stuff. It's just a decorative piece. But yeah. It's been awesome having you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys are able to see the artwork. It's kind of hard because of the, we had a little bit of buffering, but in general, Mother Teresa inspires you. That is awesome. My husband's grandmother, she got to travel extensively, and this was back in the 70s. And she traveled all over the world, and she was able to meet Mother Teresa just for a real quick little shake her hand, and that was it. But it was a highlight of her life to be able to meet Mother Teresa. It was just amazing. Yeah, you're welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Simple Art WS, awesome. Nothing. We are just talking about different artists, Mariah. We were talking about, I was showing this art book that I have. I think you were in here earlier, maybe, when I was talking about this art book here with this artist, Josephine Wall. But that's all while you were gone. We were talking about that. I didn't paint anything more because I can't really move this right now. It's dripping. It's such a large piece. That's why I saved the kind of the largest piece for last. So yeah, but I will be posting this on my channel because I know some people will do live streams and they'll take it down. But I'm just going to post it. And so you guys can always go back for those that missed parts of it. You can go back and look at the artwork. But yeah, show you guys a quick little kind of the details of why I couldn't quit messing with it. It was just too busy right through there. And so, yeah, it's kind of, that's called a swipe. So this is quite large. It's hard to show you all of it on the camera. And I wish you guys could see the shimmer that I have in the sand, just to give it kind of an extra little depth. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's fluid acrylics. All right. So does anybody have any last questions for me? I'm probably going to get off of here. And I may go live tomorrow. I just can't decide. But my normal regular scheduled time is Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if I don't go live tomorrow, I will be back on Tuesday. And I'm sure I'll see you guys around in some of the other chat rooms. And I'm sure we'll chat a little and see each other around. But I am going to go ahead and probably get off here if nobody has any questions. I never know with the, it always has a little bit of a delay. So, all right, I'm not seeing anybody with any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, but I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Do something creative, do something artsy, have fun, be positive, and just have a good day. And I really, really, truly appreciate every single one of you. Oh, one more question before I go. I see. What is the most difficult painting I have made? Probably an elephant. I will see if I have a picture of that one and post a picture, show a picture maybe soon. I don't actually have that one. I've sold that one now, but I did do an elephant with a bunch of boho like flowers down the trunk and like a decorated up elephant with all these boho, like kind of a boho look elephant. That's probably the most difficult painting I have done. That's a great question. Yeah, I can paint a lot of things. I definitely can be, need a lot of practice, a lot of improvement, but I'm getting there. I'm working on the brush work. I can do pretty much anything in this fluid acrylic, but I'm really practicing that brush work and getting the details in there. So yeah. And I really, truly feel like anybody could do it with practice. So everybody get out their brushes, get out their paint, and practice if you can. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so appreciative of you guys being here. And get out and be creative, be positive. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. And I'm going to go ahead and get off here now. So. All right, you guys have awesome, awesome day. Thank you so much for being here.